Well, hello everyone. Hello everyone. How are you guys doing? Welcome. Exodus House Life Change. This is a part of your Exodus House Exodus Repair firm. This part of your Exodus Repair firm. What I want to try to do is do some segments because even with as you're repairing or building your credit, as we're fixing your credit, we want to also help fix your finances. We also want to help move you with a growth plan to grow into those areas, because as your credit increases, it takes you into other areas in life, gets you to do other things. Make sure you're prepared to stay and continue to move to that level where you're dealing with your whole person: spiritual empowerment, domestic empowerment, social empowerment, and economic empowerment. So it's real important. So just want to welcome you guys. We appreciate you guys for being a part of Exodus House Repair Firm, what we always call life change. So we want to make sure that you're a dream maker and not a dream breaker. Okay, so listen, real quick, hold on, real quick. So just want to share something with you real quick. Give me 1 second. Find it. So when you really think about this, so what is it that I do? And then we're going to move on to the lesson. And I'm going to have to keep, distilling this in myself to make sure I say it all the time so that you understand who was actually teaching in front of you. Well, Ray Wilkerson, I am your economic consultant, however you say it. Your economic consultant. And what do? I teach the revolutionary concepts of financial education. I'm going to say it again. I teach the revolutionary concepts of financial education, which will allow you to have the ability to be financially self-determined. So today we're going to talk about, if you got your pencils and papers out, if you get your pencils and papers out, take some notes. I asked the question earlier, do you have a growth plan? Told you I'll be talking about it. So there are 15 invaluable laws of growth. I'm getting this information from John C. Maxwell. So just to let you know, you can actually get the book yourself and read it for yourself. But there are 15 invaluable laws of growth. And those laws are, let me get it real quick. Laws are, and the titles sound real strange, but it's real. When you break it down, it makes sense. The law of intentionally, the law of awareness, the law of the mirror. Man, the law of the mirror, that means that's got to be something pertaining to looking at yourself. The law of reflection, the law of consistency, the law of environment, the law of design, the law of pain, the law of ladder, the law of the rubber band. It's going to be deep when we get to that. The law of trade-offs, the law of curiosity, the law of modeling, the law of expansion, and the law of contribution. Don't want to get that too loud. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me real good. I like that background music because it makes me, gives me a little motivation. So today we're going to talk about the growth plan, 15 invaluable laws of growth. The first one, we're going to talk about the law of intentionally. You have to watch this. The law of intentionally, growth doesn't just happen. The law of intentionally, growth doesn't just happen. You have to what? Intend. You have to intentionally do some things to want to grow. So here's the question. Do you have a plan for your personal growth? And I'm going to ask you a few questions. Do you have a plan for your personal growth? Now, we're not talking about accomplishments. We're not talking about hard work. We're not talking about goals. We're not talking about activities. We're talking about a growth plan. Because you can tell me about your goals. That is not a personal growth plan. You can talk about accomplishment. That's not a personal growth plan. You can talk about hard work. That is not a personal growth plan. Any activities that you're doing is not a personal growth plan. See, because watch this, you can be intentionally about hard work, reaching goals, and being successful. You intentionally want to work hard, right? You intentionally want to reach goals. You intentionally want to be successful. And then we said, we hope that these things will get us to where we want to go. So if we do these things, we hope that these things are going to happen. Going to make wherever destination I want to get to. We hope by doing those things, we will get there. But I'm here to tell you, hard work doesn't guarantee you success. I'm going to say that again. Hard work does not guarantee you success. And hope isn't a strategy. So you can work hard and there's no guarantee you'll be successful. And when we're talking about successful, we're talking about successful pertaining to entrepreneurship. We're talking about successful pertaining to a life plan, a growth plan that you have for your life. Be an entrepreneur or not an entrepreneur. There is a growth plan. So, and hoping for stuff is not a strategy to get you where you want to be. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. With these questions, right, you can answer these questions to start developing your growth plan. One, how do you get better at what you do? How do you get better at what you do? I'm not answering these questions. These are questions for you to answer. Next, two, how do you improve your relationship? How do you improve your relationships? Okay, let me throw that out there. Number three, how do you gain more depth and wisdom as a person? And you can pause this because this is going to be a recording, a video. You can pause anytime to slow it down. Number three, again, how do you gain more depth and wisdom as a person? Number four, how do you gain insight? How do you gain insight? Number five, how do you overcome obstacles? How do you overcome obstacles? And a lot of times you'll answer these questions. Is it hard? Working harder? Working longer? Or just wait for things to get better? See, the key here is personal growth. Personal, something inside of you, intentionally, you have to want to grow. That's why it's called the law of intentionally. You intentionally going to have to put your mindset to have a personal growth plan. If you focus on goals, you may hit goals, but that doesn't guarantee you growth. I'm going to say that again. If you focus just on your goals, you can hit your goals, but that doesn't guarantee you growth in your life. But if you focus on growth, you will grow and always hit your goals. I'm going to say that again. If you focus on growth, you will grow. You will grow. If you focus on growth, you'll grow. You will grow. And if you grow, you will always hit your goals. James Allen quoted from As a Man Thinketh. He quoted this: people are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwillingly to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. I'm going to say that again. People are anxious to improve their circumstances. We all want to improve our circumstances, our situation. We're in a circumstance. We'll focus on that thing to improve that, to get out of that circumstance, be it good, be it bad, make it better. Even if it's good, make it better. So people are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. Change, growth, plan, change, growth, plan. So if we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to improve ourselves, then therefore we are bound. That's a quote from James Allen from the book As a Man Thinketh. So there is a gap, right? There is a gap between where we are and where we want to be, or where we need to be. I'm going to say that again. There is a gap. I'm here. I want to get here. There is a gap between here and here. We have to understand there's a gap. How do watch this? There's what I want to call it, there is a growth gap. There's a growth gap from where I am to where I want to be. I'm here, but I want to grow to be here. So I have to get there. So I need to figure out how to bridge it, how to bring this together, how to bridge that gap. So what is this gap called? This gap is called growth. It's called a growth gap traps. There are traps. There are things that keeps us from growing. So this is what we're going to talk about today. If you have dreams, goals, or aspirations, you need to grow to achieve them. I'm going to say it again. If you have dreams, goals, or aspirations, let me include myself, we need to grow to achieve them. But if you're like me, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to put myself there. If you're like me, or if you're like most people, right? Watch this. This is what's so powerful, right? If you're like me or most people, watch this. We have one or more mistaken beliefs. Watch this. So there's something in growth, right? There's some things that we believe, right? One or two things that we believe that is creating this gap that keeps us from growing and reaching our potential. So it's a belief system. It's something that we believe, something that we grew up on in our environment, in our surroundings, through tradition, through whatever it may be, right? There's a belief that something was embedded in us, and we just believe that thing, and that is what's causing us, or causing that gap to grow. So let me share this. There are 8 misconceptions about growth that may be holding you back. I'm gonna say it again. There are 8 misconceptions about growth that may be holding you back from being as intentional as you need to be. It's holding you back from being intentionally wanting to grow. 8 misconceptions. I'm quite sure it's more, but we're just going to deal with these 8. Number 1, the assumption gap. Number 2, the knowledge gap. Number 3, the timing gap. Number 4, the mistake gap. Number 5, the perfection gap. Number 6, the inspiration gap. Number 7, the comparison gap. Number 8, the expectation gap. Wow. So guess what? I'm going to stop there, because the first one we're going to deal with, right? The first one we're going to deal with is going to be the assumption gap. The assumption gap is what we're going to deal with. So listen, I'm going to get you the dates. I'm going to put all these 8 different misconceptions. I'm going to send you out a Zoom request for every date that we're going to be having these webinars on this particular thing. Now, I don't know if I want to be a webinar or a meeting, because in a meeting you actually can participate, but in a webinar you can only see, and then you have to ask your questions. It's going to be a Q&A. I think I'm going to do the webinar, and I'll have some Q&A where you can type in your questions and you can chat. So guess what? So that's the first one we're going to deal with, the assumption gap. The assumption gap. So in order to start developing a growth plan, we're going to give you the information. We're going to distill or take away some of them beliefs that is causing the gap from you growing. So look, once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want you guys really to start taking advantage. Everybody that's seeing this is a part of the Exodus Credit Repair Firm. I want you guys to really start thinking about making some extra money with the referrals. 25% off. If you get 25% for everybody that you refer who signs up. After 10 people, you get $3 a piece off each person, because that's residual. So I really want y'all to start thinking about that to grow some extra income. It just makes sense, because if you start doing that, the referral program can actually pay for your monthly fee, and nothing is coming out of your pocket. Also, definitely need you guys. We did a little teaching on your debt elimination software. Going to do some teaching on your budgeting tool. Okay, some of you guys might want to speed up raising your credit, building your credit. Remember the credit builder that's inside your portal. That's where you get that secure credit card, and the bank actually gives you a CD loan. and you start paying on the loan in your name that get interest after the time period is up, you actually get that released back into your account with the interest. It's called building your credit as you save. So look, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I love you guys. Keep up the good work. If you have any problems, you know where to get me. Peace out. Holla. I'll use this phrase everywhere I go. This is Ray Corner Live, coming to you live all the way from here. We're here right here. And guess what? God loves you, and I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Peace out.